Today we have with us two of our beloved students, that is Shifali Rai from 7th semester Department of Electronics and Communication. Shifali, could you please share your slide? Yes, I know now for sure. Everybody are curious to know what's it all about. Might have heard a lot about IoT, the present day demand, the present day scenario where everybody want to know about it and want to achieve. So here we have with the student with the presentation on IoT lab project. VCT is working with a separate unit of IoT lab which solely dedicates itself for the IoT lab project development for students. A dedicated faculty, Professor Venkatesh, is in charge of IoT lab projects. Whenever you crop up with an idea, having some concern for the society, IoT helps a lot for the development of projects. So today we have with us Shifali. Uh, to speak a word or two about Shifali, she is known for her academic excellence. Wherever she goes, she is always one among the top in her score sheet and have a very high, excellent academic profile. Apart from that, she is known for her oratory skills. She is an excellent speaker. Having lot of good command over language, she was also good in her writing skills. So, ever the competitions on the platform where she speaks or writes, Shifali is always there to present herself. So today we have with us as a first resource student Shifali Rai for IoT lab projects. Students, once Shifali covers her presentation, I'll be back to you with one more presentation from one of our senior students. It again another interesting topic which you definitely would love to know. Okay, so right now let us continue with the IoT lab project presentation. Shifali, shall we proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, over to you, Shifali. Have a good day for you as well, for the dear students as well. Yes.
Thank you, mom, for such a good welcome. And yes, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good
Morning.
morning. Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes. So before starting with this session, as ma'am said, let me introduce myself. Hello, everyone. My name is Shifali Rai, and I am currently pursuing my seventh semester in the stream of Electronics and Communication Engineering. So yes, today I'm with you to provide a brief insight to what actually our IIT lab in the college works for. So to begin with, so any one of you have any idea what IoT basically is?
Internet of Things.
Yeah, Internet of Things. That's it. So we are gonna have a basic insight of what basically Internet of Things is and what IoT is. What why do we need IoT and how IoT works and the functioning of IoT lab in our college. And at the end of this session, I'll be giving you some mini project ideas. If you're interested in it, you can go forward with it too. So the first question that comes in our mind when we are saying about Internet of Things is what it is. So if you look at it yourself, you will find at least one thing that has the ability to connect to the internet, be it be your mobile, your laptops, your TVs, or even your fridge. Internet of Things generally refer to the collection of all those devices, but it's not just that. It is arguably everything that has the ability to connect to the internet, to collect and share the data. It is a part of Internet of Things or IoT in short. So basically it's an ecosystem of connected physical objects that are accessible through the internet. There are many things which you can consider under the category of IoT. Your phones, your watches, your laptops, TVs, and even your homes can be considered as IoT products. The one trend that you can see amongst all these things is smart word is used in front of them. You call them as smartphones, smart mobiles, smart watches, smart TV, and even smart homes. So basically everything that we can do smartly is what IoT is. So IoT we can call it as machine to machine network or Skynet or even Internet of Thing, Internet of Everything. So after knowing what IoT is, the next thing that comes to our mind is why do we need IoT? What is the need and how it is useful for us? So initially and more specifically, the most common use of IoT is to make our lives more comfortable. So if you consider the example that I've already told you, we have listed that smartphones is one example. If I'm going to tell you about smartphones, I can go on and on about its uses. We can talk, we can have it for entertainment purpose, we can shop anything that we want, anything, and most importantly, we'll get our comfort through our smartphones. So just smartphones is not an example of IoT. If you want to know more about IoT, think about smart homes. Home automation is a huge development from IoT. If you have seen through your TVs or in your some movies, you could have seen that they have smart homes where they turn on their lights, fans, or anything through their voice automation, or through even just passing through them makes them turned on. Similarly, IoT is used in smart homes for the purpose of entertainment management too. You may be using Alexa, Google Homes, or Echoes for the purpose of your entertainment, such as playing songs or keeping track of your course, etc. Even in this phase, also, we are using IoT for that. Other than the entertainment management, IoT in smart homes are also used for temperature management. There have been developments that helps the temperature in your homes to be and automated to the level of temperature outside your homes. They can manage both at the same time. So these are all the advantage of IoT when it comes to an individual level. But it has scope even beyond individually. It can help the society as a whole too. So healthcare industry is one such industry where IoT can be used in a very vast form. The interaction between patients and the doctors can be done through IoT if the patients are having some very difficult, very such conditions where patients can't come in contact with their doctors. IoT is a platform where they can analyze the condition of their patients. So data analysis is the main purpose of using IoT in healthcare industries. You know that doctors can get the best of diagnosis for you, but the state in which the computers work is very high. So the combination of both doctors and computers can just bring out the best diagnosis a patient is in need of. Next comes farming industry. Farming has been that one industry which has been with us from time immortal. So bringing in smart technologies to the farming will just make the development in a good way itself. It will lead to its enhancement in a more better way. Then is the manufacturing industry. Manufacturing industry is one such industry which has opened its door for the IoT in a very long time. You might have seen that they have used many automation techniques in order to make the products in place of manual works. So it has just not just only IoT increases the interactivity, but also it boosts the efficiency and production as well. The next industry is the education industry. Better methods to teach students are already being implemented that are in conjunction with IoT. A good example is augmented reality, used in some classes to give students a better experience of education. So hence having IoT will not only be beneficial to us individually but also be beneficial to us as a society. So after knowing why IoT is needed, now the basic question that comes to our mind is how does IoT work? If we don't know how it works, then what is the need of IoT? So let's go through how IoT works. since my friends, you all are juniors who have no great idea about how IoT basically works, let me just give you a brief introduction of the working of IoT. So, if you have to divide IoT into different categories, there are four layers of IoT. The first one is sensing. That in this layer, this is basically an embedded part. It has sensors and actuators that collects data from its environment. So here basically collecting the data is the process that happens. Next is the connectivity layer. So once the data is collected, it is stored in the cloud. I hope everyone knows what cloud is or have a minimum idea of what cloud is. It's basically for the storage purpose we are using. For storing internet, that's what clouds are used for. So yes, for storing the data in clouds using the internet, we make use of different methods. It may be Wi-Fi, it may be Bluetooth, cellular data, or even other methods to connect directly to the internet via Ethernet. After storing the data in the connectivity or in the storage class, the next process that happens is the data processing. This is the main function that needs to be done in IoT. But we'll not go deep into this. I'll just tell you what happens here. Here, some software functions are performed for the processing of data to get a meaningful insight to the products that we are going to develop. So after the process, some processes are happening on the products to get the result which we are favoring for. That's what happens in the data processing layer. Then comes the last layer, that is the user interface layer. This is something which we actually all see. It's the layer where we interact with the IoT devices. It can be the touchscreen on your mobiles or the buttons on some devices. It basically is the front end of all the back end processing, which is included in the previous steps of the partition of IoT. So that's what the processing of IoT is. This is how IoT works. There's a deep knowledge which you need to make IoT work, but yes, having a basic knowledge is good rather than having no knowledge. So yes, that's how IoT works. So after knowing how IoT, what IoT, and why IoT, let's give you an insight to how IoT labs work in our college. So IoT has been one budding technology in our industry, which gradually helps us to upgrade our skills. So having this in mind, our college VCET inaugurated the IoT lab in our college on 24th September 2019. The main aim of this lab was to provide end-to-end infrastructure, which enables the students having ideas to convert them into projects. The laboratory in our college is vast, spacious, which helps researchers as well as emerging entrepreneurs to explore the commercial angle of their work. They can just bring out their ideas and bring it out in the form of projects. That's what IoT lab in our college actually does. So how has it helped the students? It has basically enabled the students to transform their ideas of projects to realization of products, and it also forms a foundation for startups in the future. So yes, this is how a lab looks like. So here we are having a lab with almost all the devices which we need for IoT purpose. We have computers, we have the Arduino boards which we use. So Arduino is the embedded system which we use for the purpose of connecting the software part to the hardware part. As you can see here, the kits which you can see here are the Arduino board kits, which are connected to the computers or your laptops through the ports, and it's used for measuring the output. Here we can do the LED, how the LED works, toggling of LEDs can be done, and even buzzer can be done for the ringing purpose. And many, if you want to develop into a high level, you can use Arduino boards or Raspberry Pi. In our college, we are using Arduino Uno for this purpose. We are writing the code in Arduino and then dumping it on the Arduino board and checking the output and how it actually works. That's how basically IoT is working in the labs of our college. So this is our Professor Venkatesh. He'll always be with you for he'll always be with you for the purpose of helping. He's there whenever you have any ideas in your mind. If you have any projects or if you have any doubts regarding IoT, he will always be there. You just need to, you can visit the lab at any time, at any free hour of your class. If you have any free hour between classes, you can anytime go to him. He'll definitely help you with your doubts. He'll definitely help you to come up with better projects. So in first year also, you'll be given specific hours for the purpose of visiting the IoT labs. Please make best use of those hours. Go through projects. Make use of the Arduino boards. Come up with projects which makes you proud of yourselves. Yes, that's how you have to work in the IoT labs. It should be something which will help you to upgrade your skills. That's how you have to be in the lab. Our labs are spacious. Any number of students can be coming. They can come up with their projects, their ideas. Anything is fine. Anytime you can get into the lab and make yourself comfortable and come up with the projects you want. Have a good knowledge of the Arduino Uno is better. But yes, if you're not having such, sir is there to help you with this. So next, I have included a project which gained much recognition, which was based on IoT. These are our seniors who have developed a smart mirror project. That's a home automation project. They have done a smart mirror project based on the IoT, and they have developed it and competed in many competitions. Have won the award for it. So what they basically did was, the home automation is regarding the IoT project only. They have, in place of Arduino, they have used a Raspberry Pi. And how it works, basically, you know how Google Assistant works, right? When you ask for some question, it gives you the answer. That's how they have made use of the smart mirror here. Voice recognition is used. One person's voice is recognized by the IoT, and whenever he speaks, whenever he asks for some use, the answer is displayed on the smart mirror. That's how it works. The weather of the current time, the weather, anything they ask for is visible on the smart mirror. This project gained lots of recognition, lots of appreciation from our management, as well from many competitions which we competed in. That's how IoT helped them to develop something which they could be recognized for. So friends, that's what I'm saying. If you have any interest in the IoT field, please do come up with your ideas. We have our faculty will always back you up to come up with any projects which you are interested in. If you are having any doubts, they'll always be there for you to solve. So if you have any interest in IoT, do mark yourself in the IoT lab. Yes, we have come to the end of the session, but yeah, in this session I'll be giving you some mini project ideas. So if you are going through the images which I have put in this sheet, those are the Arduino Uno. The first one is the Arduino Uno board. You can see the ICs, the port connections which you should be doing. Now you might feel it's very difficult, you can't understand anything, but trust me, it's very easy to make the connections for an Arduino Uno board, and you will definitely learn how to do those things and all. The second one which I have used is a Raspberry Pi. It's also having the same functionality of the Arduino Uno, but yes, those differ in some of its properties. Same work they can be done, but in an enhanced way. That's all which differs. The third picture are the sensors which we use. As I've already said, there are different types of sensors which we can use for different purposes. It may be temperature sensors, IR sensors. Different sensors are used for different purposes. So the project's idea which I have given you are simple, and if you are interested, you can definitely go forward with. The first one which I have used is a smart dustbin. So you know what dustbin does, right? You just need to go and open the trunk of the dustbin and put your waste. But in the normal dustbins, what you do, you stamp on the paddle and the trunk is supposed to be opening. But smart, you have to do a smart project, right? So for a smart dustbin, what you do, You go near the dustbin. If you are using sensors for this purpose, if the sensor detects your presence, the trunk is supposed to open on its own. That's how smart dustbins work. And yes, our one of the faculty of our CS department had come up with the idea of smart dustbin. He had put up with the same. He had the same smart dustbin in his cabin too. And if after coming to the college, if you are interested in it, please go there, ask him. He'll always be there to help with it. Then the next project which I have put up is moisture monitoring system. So here we are using moisture sensors. The same what we do, basically they'll test what is the moisture of the room which you are in, or any soil moisture also you can be used for checking it purpose. So using sensors, you are using the moisture monitoring system. Then comes water level indicator using sensors. So this water level indicators can be used in for your agriculture purpose. How much water is there in the tank? For that also specific sensors are there. If I go on go on with the sensor part, it will be hectic for you. Yes, after coming here, we'll go through what you want. We'll go how deep into what sensors we are using. Just now have ideas how you will be using IoT in your regular life. Next comes IoT based alarm clocks. Everyone of hates alarm, right? But here we are going to make a IoT based alarm clock. In this, basically what you will do, our normal alarm clocks just rings. But here we can make some changes to the alarm clocks. It will either turn off your fan or either turn on your lights. Such changes which will have some effect on you. Such projects will come up using IoT. Then is the robots using IoT. Robots are something which will definitely be very we are attracted towards robotics. So yes, using IoT will develop some robots. You can use sensors for this purpose. Any type of sensors, any type of robots can be developed using IoT. Then I have used a smart street light projects. Yes, these are simple projects. What I've just given you a list of simple projects. If you're interested, if you want to go through it, just go through. If you have any ideas regarding IoT, come after coming to the college. You can meet our lecturers. You can go to a lab, ask our sir if he has any idea how to do it. If he will definitely be willing to help you. And if you want to convert it into products, please do come. Please have a help of him and develop your own products, and we'll be very happy for you if you are coming up with your ideas and be able to develop products which are of useful for not for only you but even for the society. Yes, that's all for today. I hope you all enjoyed this session along with me. If you are having any questions regarding the same, you can put up now.
Yes,
Any
true.
questions, students? Or Shikari? Yes, Vivek has raised his hand. Vivek, you can unmute and ask the question.
Using Raspberry Pi 4, can we use it as Linux like operating systems? Other?
Yes, Vivek. If you are interested in making use of Raspberry Pi, definitely, if you have any idea regarding what you have to develop through Raspberry Pi, you can use the ideologies which you have on that and develop what you want. You are saying Linux, right?
Linux like Kali
Yeah,
or Ubuntu.
yeah. You can come up with those two. If you want any help, I already said now, you can come to the lab and meet our professors. Any professor in a college will be definitely of help whenever you have any projects in your mind. Please do come meet our lecturers, have some meeting with them, conversations which will help you to develop your products. Is it okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Any more questions? Yes, Vivek, again you have to ask some. You need to ask something. Vivek, I see your hand raised.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Thank you, Shifali.